Hi, my name's Chris Koutros. I'm a chemistry teacher here at Oliver Ames High School, and I made this video for parents of students in my chemistry classes so that they can understand a little bit more about how the class works and how you can stay involved with your students' education. Your students are actually going to be watching videos like these for chemistry instruction this year, so I thought it would be interesting if you had the same kind of experience yourselves. I'd like to talk about myself for a second. I've been a chemistry teacher for 14 years at this point. I have a master's degree in chemistry, and I'm actually working on a second master's in instructional technology, hence the video here. I'm very involved as a chemistry teacher. I love teaching chemistry, and I really want to have your students be passionate about chemistry too. First thing I'd like to point out is what's chemistry? Well, in chemistry, we talk about the interactions of matter and also how it's set up in the structure. So you can see at the left here is actually an experiment that you can do at home, although you should be a little careful with fire. When you blow out a candle and you take a flame and put it at the top of the smoke that's drifting down, the smoke will actually light because it's actually the candle's vapor that's on fire, not actually the solid wax. The wax has to melt first, it has to turn into a liquid, and then it has to break down even smaller molecules that become a gas. It's the gas that's on fire. When the candle first goes out, that gas is still there and it's still flammable. We're going to be studying combustion reactions in class this year and all sorts of different chemical reactions and observing them and talking about how the chemicals are working at the atomic and molecular level. At the right is a really interesting shadow of a yellow jacket standing on water. And you can see from the shadow that there are some bubbles under its foot where the surface tension of the water causes a little divot there, so it lenses the light. The reason that's involved in chemistry is because surface tension is an intermolecular force. Essentially, the water molecules stick to each other, and they are more sticky to each other than they are to the yellow jacket. And so therefore, when the yellow jacket steps on the water will deform, but the yellow jacket won't fall in. You can actually break the surface tension by using a surface active agent, a surfactant, a soap. So adding a little soap, a little dish soap to water, and the yellow jackets actually drown because they can't stand on the water anymore. There isn't a strong attraction between the water molecules. Your students are going to be learning some concepts like this year. This is actually a graphic from the course overview that I sent home that hopefully you saw. It lists all the different kinds of activities that we do in class, graded work, the kinds of technology that your students will be using. Really, I like to do an emphasis on group work, on student cooperative learning, on doing problems in class. And I like to have students, when they're at home, work on some lower level skills so that then they can come into class and work on higher level applications. Right. Some ways to stay in touch in class. Molecularsoup.com is the class website. There's actually a page there for parents so that you can check on the syllabus. You can check on your students' participation in class using the Class Dojo app, and you can sign up for Google Classroom updates. I also have a Twitter handle. It's at Mr. Koutros, and I try to post pictures, anonymous pictures of students working in class so that you can see what is going on. I always, of course, try to respect students' privacy. How can you help your students? Well, the number one thing I would suggest is get rid of the cell phones when they're doing homework. Cell phones are actually a distraction. There's no such thing as multitasking. And so as a result, when students are using phones or computers or other kinds of apps when they're doing their homework, really what's happening is they're being distracted and it hampers their learning. And they're switching back and forth between skills really quickly, and that leads to less learning, less attention. So that would be my number one piece of advice. Having them embrace challenges. The reason we're here in school is to learn. I don't expect that anyone comes into my class already knowing everything about chemistry. And so it's going to be challenging. And I want students to be able to embrace that challenge. But of course, the challenges should never be too frustrating. So I always want students to come see me if they're getting frustrated. Study groups are great. And the internet is a wealth of information. Students hopefully wouldn't take more to look than 10 minutes to look something up. If they're taking more than 10 minutes, obviously they want to check with me to see if there's a better resource they could use. And I'm available for extra help after school a lot. The syllabus that you can find on the class website, molecularsoup.com, shows my availability pretty much whatever days during the week that I'm available. It's pretty often. All right. I like to finish out here talking about how you can encourage your students to like science even outside chemistry class. Science is a method. It's not a series of facts to memorize. We have a great science team. I'm one of the co-coaches this year, where we go to other schools and we compete against them about where students are experts in areas of science that they learn about before going to the competition. It's a great way for students to meet other students, to get challenged in a way that's not just the curriculum material in the classroom, and also to show off and win medals and then go to the state competition at Framingham State University. There's Envirothon, where students get to learn about the environment and how they can help reduce human impact on the environment. The robotics team at OA is great. I've got the opportunity to go to a few of their regional competitions, and I'm just blown away by the ingenuity of the students. And I know that they're always looking for extra hands. The honors classes actually have to participate in the Richardson Olmsted Science Olympiad as part of their course. But pretty much we have a class here at school called Science Design, where students who take the class do outreach with the little kids at Richardson Olmsted, and I encourage any of the students, if they want to participate in that in any of my classes, to talk to me about it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate that you taking the time out of your day to learn more about chemistry in your student's chemistry class, and I'm always available. Check my class website, or you can contact me through email very easily. And I look forward to seeing you at Open House Night.